Hello, writers, readers, everyone. Welcome back to Writing with Authors for the fifth and final episode before our break. My name is Vincent A. Lanci, and for today's final episode, we're joined by Tomi Bryan. I connected with her to join a mental health break, and I saw the overlap with the book and know how much of a difference it will make for you. So get ready for an incredible show. No matter which background you are from or what your profession is, this is a topic that can help everyone. With her latest book, Dr. Tomi White Bryan delivers a comprehensive, systematic roadmap for achieving emotional balance and accelerating personal and professional success. Emotional Intelligence 3.0, it is with decades of research that has shown that emotional intelligence has a positive impact on all aspects of daily life, but current models of emotional intelligence fail short in one way. They focus on the outcomes of emotional intelligence, like stress tolerance, optimism, and assertiveness, rather than addressing why so many people have these low emotional intelligence to begin with. It provides a clear explanation of what's going on under the hood of emotional intelligence and shows leaders how to efficiently improve their emotional well being. I'm excited to dive into this side of things with you this time, Tomi. Thank you very much for taking the time to join our writing community.
Well, it's lovely to share this time with you, and thank you for the invitation to join the conversation.
Of course, we are just passing the storm. Grateful that we're both safe talking about our areas here in Tampa. We're very lucky as it went around us, but I do feel terrible for everybody who was affected by that. Prayers to them. Would you mind giving a quick introduction to yourself, Tomi? And then we're going to dive right into book talk.
Sure. Thank you. I consider myself an author of tools and maps, right? A tool maker that makes self-help, leadership, personal development much easier.
And then that led to this book, which is, as you said, decades of research and everything in between. Were you always going to write a book? Was it something on the bucket list, or describe that process for our audience?
That's a that brings up that question alone, Vince, right? I don't know about, other guests who've been on your show, but just brings up so much for me because there's such a rich history in getting here to being an author. My dad wanted to write a book, which he never accomplished during his life. And I was born in my early life. I had some illnesses that caused holes in my cognitive abilities, and writing was one of them. So writing was being an author was never on my list, right? And it emerged, right? As I grew up, it emerged.
Yes, life definitely throws some curveballs at us. We discussed this a lot more in depth on a mental health break. Feel free to scroll down in this episode description for that link to learn her mental health journey more. We touched on a little bit in the intro here, emotional intelligence. For people who are unfamiliar with what emotional intelligence is, they obviously experience it but don't know what it is. Can you describe that in as simple terms as you can?
Sure. I define traditional emotional intelligence as the ability to show up in an engagement, whether it's a conversation, a relationship, a meeting, whatever it is, and manage your emotions and my emotions so that we both walk away feeling balanced, not marginalized. No one got minimized or disrespected in the exchange.
I love that.
Um,
Thank you.
yeah.
And I think that all the value that can be found in this book. There's so many challenges with getting the correct information out there. The internet offers a lot of mental health information. I've spoken about this before, but the problem is the correct information. And in a topic like this, where we can all use improvement, no matter how great we may be, there's always room for improvement. Thank you for that. So far, we've learned a little more about this book. What led her to becoming a published author? Now it is time for some advice here, Tomi. What is two pieces of advice you can offer everyone viewing on today?
Well, I think that you have to tell your story, whatever that is, whether it's fact or fiction, whatever's percolating in the brain that needs to be told, right? To tell that story in a way that engages the heart.
Right.
You want to capture the heart and the mind of your readers. And then I think the second thing, hire an excellent editor, right? You want it to I mean, as you well know, Vince, from your own writing, there needs to be a level of well, writing for consumption by others is different than
Right.
writing a short story for yourself. And a good editor will help you get to that place where others want to read it, if that makes sense.
It's something that I could struggle in solopreneurship until I found mentors and people in my corner. What sounds great to you may not sound so great to everyone else. And it's important to always check your work. I can thank every editor I've had. Book one, Ray Rowell, and the first book I had before edits was like 65,000 words before we shrunk it down. And we went back and forth so many times because I'm so pressure. I put so much pressure on myself. I always demanded excellence. And over time, of course, I've learned that it's progress, not perfection. You can't possibly live that way. And that's made me live a whole lot calmer, and things have gone smoother since then. But as far as when you were writing this book, and you mentioned that you want to keep others in mind, how did you go about that? As emotional intelligence is so broad and you did such a great job at really condensing the information.
Well, thank you for that. For me, it was about the reason what led me to write this book was I was struggling to find the information I needed to develop myself,
Yeah,
right? So this is the result of my personal story. So I wrote it in a way that I wish someone had given me the information this way,
I love that.
right? So it's about if I was out there looking, what would I want someone to give me?
And that's something that even just is for mental health as a whole for me in elementary school, middle school, you don't remember much in high school, but as far as education and health class, I don't remember any mental health conversations unless they were so limited where it didn't make an impact on me. And that's as we spoke about in the other show with me and emotional intelligence with students and elementary school kids, letting them know it is okay to have these feelings and emotions. It's normal that there will be bad times, but there will be good times, and just help them manage them just a little bit better, giving them resources I wish we had as well. It's been a lights out episode. I can't thank you enough for taking the time to join a much different series, but provides so much value to everyone who is an aspiring writer, a current writer, and just lover of interviews. How can you be found online? Where can people find your book? Where can people find all things Emotional Intelligence 3.0?
Sure, they can find me on LinkedIn at Dr. Tomi White Bryan or the website tommybryan.com.
Thank you for sharing that. I have that right here in the notes for when it goes live. And everyone, thank you for tuning in to us again for another Sunday show of Writing with Authors. I am excited to keep the show going after our next 2 week break. Until then, I wish you a safe and happy week. Tomi, thank you again.
Thanks, appreciate it.